I think self-help and being all about yourself is not the way to do it. That's not how you live your life. That's not how you live. And these past videos, and maybe my whole life, and maybe me and my whole complaining and my thinking, I'm thinking about myself. And I had a day like today where it's miserable, you know. This is miserable. But I was with other people and we got some work done. And I just had fun today. Like today I just feel good. Even though today I still feel sick, I still feel like I have a fever, but I just feel good. Everyone kind of, and people that watch my videos maybe, because we're all living in this, just these thoughts. We're someone that seeks out this kind of video or wants to watch it or wants to hear my thoughts, like you want that, you want to kind of learn something, you want to relate to something, and people just kind of want to improve, I think. And I feel like I want to always improve. I just want to learn. I want to learn about who I am and why I think the way I do. But I think this self-help is not the way to go about it. And I can actually give you a good example. I'm gonna skirt out of here. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I read that book years ago, and it's a very good book. But you can take it too literally. And just like with watching videos on YouTube, like I do that so much, where I watch so many videos on YouTube about whatever. About, it might be considered self-help, it might be just psychology, it might be whatever it may be. And I that book, for example, right? You can kind of learn how to interact with the world through that book, but they're kind of just ideas. You don't want to live by that. You can't live by some ideas in a book, because, you know, a good example is like, one of the things to like win friends. I mean, isn't that, let's start off with that idea in the first place. Win friends. Can this guy get by? What does that even mean to, thank you. Win friends. I mean, don't you just kind of like have friends? Why do you need to win someone? Kind of like when they say, when you see a guy with a really attractive girl, and you're like, oh, that guy's so lucky. Bro, lucky? He what, did the girl just fall out of the sky into his lap? Like literally, like, ooh. Like, there's no luck involved. And winning friends is so funny. Like winning, like what, you're at an arcade trying to win the teddy bear? Bro, I won a teddy bear. I won this teddy bear. I don't know if you guys, last time I showed this was a while ago. Look it. I won this teddy bear. But, you know, she may be my friend, but I didn't have to use any psychological like manipulation. So one of the examples, I'll use one of the examples, right? It's like, say the person's name. When you say someone's name, it like makes them subconsciously like you or whatever. I mean, sure, saying someone's name. I'd say that's more of like a, well, every once in a while, when you, like before you leave, you say goodbye, like nice to meet you. Well, when you're in a conversation, if you're saying the person's name every other word, it's like unnerving. It's like, why are you saying that? And I can give a good example. This kid that I used to, he was like a YouTube friend that I had. I think he's like my age. He's like 23 or 24. He actually called me up randomly. Bro, what is like whistling back there? He called me up recently, and I made a whole video about it. And he started talking to me about, he was like, hey man, like, let's talk. And I was like, okay. And then he started saying my name, bro. You know when someone says your name too much? That, if you're not kind of aware of it, people can like take advantage of you. I feel like people can be manipulated if they're not aware of what's going on. And I'd like to think that I'm someone that just will not, I don't know if it's like a paranoia thing, or if it's like a mistrust, or I don't know what it is, or just kind of like when you experience life. You know how like old people fall for telemarketer and like like the Indian dudes are like, hello, please, ma'am, your bank account, it has been hacked. You must give us the password. What? Bro, like, no one is asking you for your password over the phone. Like, no one does that. Like, but people don't, like, they actually, the scammers is a good example too. They use these psychological tactics on you to make you feel like they're your friend. I remember one time going to look at a 330 CI up in like Lowell, and this guy, we went for a ride, I drove it, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. I was like, bro, I basically at one point said like, hey, like I basically just stopped answering his questions because I was like, bro, I'm test driving the car, I'm not here for a chit chat. Like, I want to see what this car is all about. I'm like focused on the car, I want to hear how it sounds, I want to hear like when I'm, oh, the dude talks so much to like drown out the clunking of the car. So I kind of recognize that, but you don't want to be too cynical though, because then you're gonna think that everyone's out to get you. So it's again that kind of fine line, and that's where I feel like, you know how I said the self-help, helping yourself, it's all about the self. Well, no, we need to be like with other people. We need to, like, I could not have got through that day today without other people around me. It just would have been so much harder. It just would have been like the people around me were just cracking jokes and throwing cranberries at each other, and that's what made it enjoyable. You know, I could have read all the self-help books in the world, and it wouldn't have made today any more enjoyable. So, yeah, actually, the dude, like a salesman, right? When a salesman comes to your door, and it's like I forget where I read this, but someone was like, they said, oh, I was forced into buying this by the salesman, or, oh no, actually, I think my dad mentioned it. He was like, oh yeah, we were at this event with your grandma, and I remember what it was. We were at a toy store in London. This is like years ago. It was like a one-day trip, maybe? I don't know. My aunt lives in England, so. Anyway, we go to this toy store, and my dad's like, I think I was maybe like 10 years old, and this guy was flying this toy helicopter, and my dad said, yeah, I was like duped into buying it. So the salesman, like, you know, convinced my dad to buy the toy for me. Holy shit, man. We must get past these fools. We follow the ambulance. Ambulance. Very convenient if you do, like, if there's any vehicle you want to hit, it's an ambulance. I mean, not when someone's in it, but you know what I'm saying. How convenient would that be? If I smash into a tree, ambulance right there. Only problem is, ambulance costs like, what is it, like $2,000 for an ambulance ride? Checks out. Well, I mean, reality is, like, what are you gonna do? It's almost like every system is flawed. I don't have my own ambulance. I don't have a defibrillator on me. What am I gonna do? Say no? Do not resuscitate? I'm kind of sweating in here because of this, but it's fine. But yeah, I felt like shit, well, yesterday. And then today, I felt good in the morning, woke up, felt good. I was dripping in sweat. Like last night. You know when you're sweating out all your fever? I did that. And then I went to work, and bro, we're outside, look at this. Another day, I mean, we only have like 1 or 2 more days of this left. Isn't that crazy? And then that's it. I'm gonna look back on this, and I'm gonna, all these things that I complained about, I'm gonna wish that I was back here. You know, I'm gonna wish that I was back in this body with the ability to work a day to be able to complain about it. Because when I'm 80 years old, I won't have the ability to work that kind of day, and I'll wish that I could complain about having worked a hard day. But no, my body will refuse to be able to do it. I mean, unless I just do it like a marathon runner, do it every day. Are you okay, babe? Okay. But no, I feel good. I mean, I took some Dayquil during the day. No shit, Sherlock. Oh shit. But yeah, so I showed up to work, felt okay, and then as the day went on, I don't know, a few hours in, I started feeling like shit again. You know that when you feel that the aches and the fever come back. So I ate some food and I took some Dayquil, and then I felt better. Then I started really cracking some retarded jokes. It was fun. I wrote some of them down. Probably gonna turn them into bits if I can. Stand-up bits and pieces. Well, one thing I was thinking about was Dayquil. So I went to Walgreens and I saw Dayquil, NyQuil, all that. And then I saw Walgreens brand Dayquil and NyQuil. And I was like, I looked at both the boxes. The Dayquil cost $30 and the Walgreens brand cost $15. And I read the ingredients and they're the same exact ingredients. And I was like, why the hell does the Dayquil cost more? Because it has a fancy picture and like the name on it. Kind of like buying Frosted Flakes versus buying Stop and Shop brand, like Costco brand Frosted Flakes. But what difference does it really make? So you don't look poor? Bro, what do I care about my image as I'm dying? What do I care about my image as I'm living life? All these things that I care about now, I could break my leg tomorrow, and guess what I'd be worried about? My broken leg. It's whatever's on my mind at the moment. But yeah, I think that the self-help, we go back to the self-help thing, because that's kind of what I started with. People that read these self-help books, and then the kid who called me on the phone and was saying my name over and over, it's like, you can tell they're reading from a script. They're not actually being themselves. It's like, you're trying to gain confidence from a book, or you're trying to gain clarity. You're trying to gain these things from reading, but it's like, that's a neurosis right there. I think the ideas are great, but when you're repeating someone's name over and over because you think, oh, well, every time I say their name, they're gonna like me. No, you're just creeping them out. And then when you're like enthusiastically talking to someone like, oh my God, yeah, you can just tell they're being fake. Do you really want to be around someone like that? You'd rather buy a car from the dude who like doesn't give a shit than the guy who's like reading a script. Because the dude who doesn't give a shit, you're like, you can tell that this guy has that confidence. He has that confidence in his own ability to sell a car. He doesn't need to try. He's like, sell a car, don't sell a car, it doesn't matter to me. It's like, go to stand up, bomb, kill, doesn't matter. The result doesn't matter. And man, that's been the theme of my past few months, and I say that almost in every video about how love or hate, compliment or insult, everything ends up at the zero. And I said to Chrissy today, I was like, bro, everything I say, everything I do, it doesn't matter. It's like I said, it's like sharding into the wind. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, but it's like spitting into the wind, right? I mean, sharding works as well, but like, I don't know, it's like flinging grains of sand into the wind, like at the beach. You're just kind of, it's nothing. Because I also thought about like, the people who hear what you have to say. How do you know that you've made an impact? Like, not everyone in the world can possibly read your book. Not everyone can read. Not everyone can read English. Maybe there's a language that your book hasn't been translated into. Like, how many people have read the Bible, bro? I haven't read the whole entire Bible. How many people have read all the other religious scriptures? How many people have read anything at all? I hardly read now. I used to, in school, used to get assigned a book to read, and I would do everything in my power to not read it. Great things to think about, like why, right? My parents would sit me down, like I would get a C on an essay, and I was like, I felt bad about it, but I wasn't like upset about it. I remember one time in 8th grade, I got like I don't know, a 68 on a math quiz, and I was in tears in the classroom. I was sitting in the circle. The teacher made us sit in a circle, and he would hand us back our quizzes. And I got mine, and I was like one of the first ones back. So we were all kind of sitting waiting, and I looked at it, and I was like, flipped through it, and I was crying. I was crying. And I had to try my best to hide it. Bruh. Terrible feeling thinking back on it. And then I remember my math teacher always saying like, something about me having potential. I feel like people are always saying that, but no one, because it's always funny to think about, especially when you're a kid. Is it the older people's responsibility to kind of like push you in the right direction, or is it your job? Because I don't know if I was ever, people always said these things like, oh, you need to work harder, you need to study more, you have so much potential, why don't you like use it, or why don't you work harder? It's like, you have this potential, why not work? It's like I don't know, it's like you're running a race and like, why not run faster? Well, I'm kind of trying my best here. You know, if you could teach me some techniques to run better, then maybe I could run better, but you're kind of just telling me to run faster. It's not really getting me anywhere. Look at this. Bro, there's like one truck holding everyone up. So yeah, that's what I felt in middle school. But then it's funny, once I got through middle school, and then maybe like my freshman year of high school, I don't know why I'm thinking about high school all of a sudden, or school in general, but I feel like, you know, a lot of that kind of shapes who you end up being. I mean, it is who you were at one point, and it's not who you are now, but it just shapes the way you think. So yeah, I got to a point, bro, as high school went on, I cared less and less. And I remember 6th, 7th, 8th grade, bro, I cared about a 10-question math quiz. Like, I thought that it was life or death, bro. I thought that I didn't know what score I needed, if it was like a 90 and above or an 80 and above, but bro, I cared a lot, and it is funny looking back on it now, because I started actually making like cartoon. When was it? 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade. I started making like cartoon animations on this website called Scratch, which I don't know if anyone has any idea what that is, but it's like this website made by MIT where you can like code, and I was introduced to it in school. And I would actually, we had Chromebooks, another like probably detriment to the minds of kids now, because bro, you give a kid a Chromebook, yeah, good luck putting any like website blockers and shit. They're gonna find a way. I remember actually kids used to figure out a way, if you changed one letter in the URL, you could get to the website, because they would block like http:/youtube.com, but they wouldn't block https. So you add the S, you can get on. It's like, you give kids Chromebooks and you think, oh yeah, I made it secure. Bro, they'll figure out a way. It's like, I don't know, locking a kid in a cage, locking a dog in a cage, locking a really smart dog in a cage. They're gonna find a way to get out. So yeah, we were given these Chromebooks, and I would have this homework to do, or classwork, or whatever the hell I was doing. And whenever the teacher wasn't looking, I would just go on Scratch and I would like play games, and I would, bro, I spent a lot of time making like cartoons and stuff, and like drawing on my computer. And it's like, I'm thinking back on it now. I was in math class and I was excited about drawing. But I mean, that's the case for anyone. I mean, not for anyone, but most people, at least I feel like, from what I've heard, they have like these other things that they're interested in. It's not necessarily the math. And then some people are just they just like math more. I like meth more personally. Oh, but yeah, I got that creativity, and I took art class in high school. I think I took like honors art too. And I like drawing and this and that. I used to love Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know if anyone's watched that. I really do feel like I'm talking to an audience now, because I mean, I do have an audience. It's kind of weird. It's weird. It kind of maybe unconsciously changes the way you think about what you're saying, because again, started making these videos literally just talking to myself, and now I feel like, well, someone's watching. And everything I say, lost, like someone commented, lost like tears in the rain. All these moments in time, lost. And these moments in time that I'm going through right now, I mean, it's kind of funny to document these thoughts, because I'm gonna end up in a place that I maybe like never expected, and I'll have this to look back at, and I am too focused on myself, really. I'm too focused on the self-help. I'm trying to help myself. I'm trying to doing this, you know, is this a good thing that I'm doing? Am I just running myself in circles? Should I be writing this down instead of speaking it? Is speaking it good? I thought to myself, should I stop speaking, like talking to myself? Is this not good? Is this making it? And then you know what I realized, like if I hadn't, I learned now to talk to myself. Because like yesterday when I got angry and I felt it, and then I literally had to say out loud, hey, you're angry right now. You're angry. It's kind of like if someone was with me. It's like my mind and my body, right? You separate your mind and your thoughts and your body, and my person was getting mad at my job, right? I was getting angry. And then what was that? My mind? No, my person was getting mad. I was physically getting mad. You know, I threw a sprinkler head. And then my mind had to tell my mouth to tell myself, hey, dude, do you realize what you're doing right now? Like, you understand what you're doing right now? I was like, oh yeah, and then I was like, all right, sorry. I was like, sorry, I'm sorry. Because it's almost like if I was working with a coworker, and my coworker started flinging shit around, I'd be like, bro, like, why are you so angry? Or I'd at least point it out. But the funny thing is, and you can do this to yourself too, when someone's angry around you, I've done this, the easier thing to do is kind of just like remove yourself, like hide away, like ignore it. Like they're over there having a temper tantrum, oh, I don't want to go anywhere near them. I don't want to go anywhere near them because what if they turn their anger onto me? But obviously it's not onto you personally. It's onto you, like you are just the receiving, it's like judgment, you know? When someone's judging you, well, that person is just projecting their insecurities onto you, like you are their canvas, they are the artist. And if you weren't there, they'd just be speaking it into nothing. That's why nothing's personal. Because you separate the thing from you and the other person, like a relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, relationship. So you don't want to go next to a person who's angry, so that's what I would do. I would just stay away. But you could do that to yourself. If you're getting angry, imagine you're getting angry, and then you avoid yourself. You avoid confronting yourself. So what happens? Well, you just keep being angry because no one's stopping you. And that happened to me a year ago. Like, almost like exactly 11 months ago. Because I think I remember it was like right around Thanksgiving last year, where I got angry and I did not have the awareness, and I fucking lost it, right? I lost my shit. At work again, but not this job. Obviously it was a different job. Ooh, little sneaky guy there. You think you're so sneaky, bro. He's probably gonna pull me over and rape me. Fuck! You guys see him? I mean, you wouldn't... Again, if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't be able to tell, but it's pretty freaking obvious. I don't know exactly if it's, like... if he's like a DOT or if he's a state trooper. I don't know what his deal is, but he's got the antenna on his thing. He's got the American flag. It says police interceptor on the back. Ooh, he got pump faked by the yellow Couferet, or the green left turn. Left and yellow. Why does that make sense? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Should I race him? Imagine. Start revving my engine. So yeah, I mean, I've been all over the place this video. It's been interesting though. But I just kind of want to say, like, my conclusion to this I can get to a conclusion. You know what's actually also funny? All the stuff I learned in school, I think about it more and more as I make these videos, because the videos that do well, they have structure. They have a... Bro. Kind of scared the shit out of me. They have structure to them. They have a hook. Introduction. Is this guy gonna turn or what, bro? What the... They have structure. The videos I started making were purely just brain vomit. And now I kind of think of, I think of one line to say, like I didn't like self-help, and then I just go from there. Kind of gives you an idea of what you're gonna be trying to learn from this. Because I mean, you can learn from anyone. I have been kind of thinking, well, damn, I feel like I don't know shit. Like you know how they say the more you learn, the less you know, or something like that? There's actually a U2 song that goes like that. It's like, the more I see, the less I know. The more I see, the less I know. That's relatable shit. That's relatable chat. Isn't that kind of scary too? Maybe it's not scary, maybe it's comforting. Maybe it's comforting because you realize that you don't have to figure everything out. I feel like that's what I'm doing. I'm always trying to figure this shit out, but there's nothing to figure out. Because is there truly a moment that you figure something out? Like everyone says, oh, I'll be happy when this. Go ahead, Buster. Oh, you can go, bruh. Go, 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 go. Look at that. That was an assist from me. You're welcome. She would have been there all day. There was no one here, no one coming that way, so it was perfect. I'm literally omniscient. No, I wouldn't want to be omniscient. Knowing everything, isn't that a curse? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? How much do you want